Hi, everyone. First of all, be careful what you dream for, what you wish for, because it may come true. Okay, so let's start. Artificial intelligences, cybernetics, cryonics, beauty experiments. Do we really need them? People have always striven for immortality. We have always pondered how to cheat death, how to stay young forever. You have heard of ambrosia, the fountain of youth, the philosopher's stone, the elixir of life, haven't you? These substances show that people really strive for immortality. This is the pursuit of physical immortality. But do we really want to live forever? Or do we rather not want to die forever? Most of my work life, most of my public speaking life, I speak to teachers. And standing here in front of you and standing next to this red sign, I suppose you're not teachers. At least not all of you are teachers. I suppose that you are the people on the other side of the fence. Probably you are parents, maybe grandparents, maybe godparents, or maybe you are at least uncles or aunties, aren't you? You are? Yeah? Okay, who's got any contact with children in your life? Raise your hands. Yeah, you see, most of you have contact with children. Okay, so now I will ask you another question, and I would like you to answer if you can. Have you ever bought to a child you know any interactive educational toy? Yeah, have you? Hands up. Oh, okay, now it's better. Okay, so now tell me, while buying, did you believe that the toys, that the interactive devices were going to teach them something? Like songs, poems, some English vocabulary, counting. Did you? Yeah. Okay, so now I will tell you my personal story. A few years ago, when my daughter, she's now 9, but when she was a toddler, toddler, not yet a kid, but already not a baby, we bought her a lot of interactive toys, educational toys, because, educational toys. They were supposed to teach her a lot. Of course, these toys, they were not tablets or smartphones, rather, singing pots or zoos, some teddy bears. And they sang songs, they recited poems, they repeated some vocabulary. And after a few years, maybe not years, after a few months, we realized that she really learned a lot. Yes, she did. She did learn a lot, but not because of the toys. Not because she spent the time with the toys. It was because she spent the time with us, with parents, with adults, being with her, singing the songs, reciting the poems. And what I want to tell you is that devices really don't teach children. The prevailing opinion of most parents is that watching TV, listening to YouTube songs or watching YouTube songs, playing games, playing with the toys, will teach kids something, but the American Academy of Pediatrics clearly states that young children, mustn't spend time surrounded by electronic screens. Electronics even delay the speech development, and it is scientifically proven. Children must not spend time Children must not spend time surrounded by electronic screens unless they are assisted by adults helping them understand what they see. And this is very important. And you may think that this is not my ingenious idea. Of course it's not. Of course it is not. But if you don't get my idea yet, now I will scare you a bit. Are you ready for being scared? So, imagine you woke up tomorrow and you woke up knowing that your blood test revealed death markers in your blood. Oh, scary, isn't it? It is. Death is inevitable. You've got a few years, maybe months, and you're dead. What would you do in such a situation? Would you really think of finding the cure, of doing a complicated research? Would you really think of how to make the code that will change you into artificial intelligence? Would you? No, I don't think so. In such a situation, if you know that nothing, really nothing can help you, you don't start looking for technological solutions. You start improving the relations with with the closest people of you. You know, your parents, your relatives, your family, your friends. And this is how the world works, I suppose. Nobody wants to die alone, and nobody wants to die forever. Relations are much stronger than devices, than any device. We, people, are extremely intelligent. We can invent everything. We can discover new territories, new places, new materials. But without emotions and without relations, good relations, we would never, ever do anything, because nothing would just motivate us to do it. So, why do we want to try the salvation in technological advances, in innovations? I think that if we want to leave our mark, if we want to live forever, if we want the eternal life, we should start from scratch, from the basics. What we really need are good emotions, are good relations with people. Yeah, nobody wants to die alone. And we should start from good relations. According to the report of the Brookings Institution, 25% of US employment will face high exposure to automation, which means that the work of people is going to be replaced by machines. And jobs mostly vulnerable to automation are, of course, routine jobs, predictable physical jobs, cognitively undemanding ones that you don't have to think a lot. In other words, the lowest wage jobs. And now, teachers' salaries are also the lowest. But even though teaching jobs are also highly underpaid, and Now it is being tried in many countries to replace teachers by machines. For example, in South Korea, Georgia. I believe that teaching jobs are irreplaceable. Robots, of course, can be teacher assistants, can do tedious works, may help students, but they won't teach them. Teachers are safe. In my teaching career, I observed a lot of overstimulation, sensory overload. All of these phenomena are closely related to technologies or even maybe not technologies, but the overuse of technologies and the internet. Technologies are great. They help students with their homeworks. They help us find the answers to scientific problems, but unfortunately, they don't explain. They don't explain problems. That's why teachers may feel safe, because only human beings can provide higher order skills. Robots can't. And it is because higher order thinking skills, these are critical thinking, problem solving, decision making. These are skills which are only the skills of the human beings because they are closely related to emotional intelligence. Artificial intelligence, robots, machines, they can't feel. Maybe not yet, but still they can't feel. So only human beings, only we, the people, we can feel. And when it comes to emotional intelligence, this is what I found out while teaching. I spent almost 15 years at school. Yeah, a lot. I spent 15 years at school, and the last 5, I taught so-called difficult kids, difficult children, difficult students, students with psychological and health problems. But these were the students who taught me the most. Thanks to them, I understood that, first of all, children learn from people they like. Teenagers learn from people they like or respect. And we all learn if we love, like parents, if we like the teacher, or we respect the person who is teaching us. And as you can see, emotions are stronger than any other stimulus. They can compete with technologies. And this is our key to be remembered. This is our key not to die forever. We will live in the memories of others. We will live in the feelings they have towards us. And quoting the words of Maya Angelou, an American poet and memoirist, and also civil rights activist, at the end of the day, people won't remember what we said or did, but they will remember what we made them feel. And of course, I do not negate, I do not devalue technologies. On the contrary, I think they are extremely important, and we should go further and further. We should look for the cures for terminal diseases. We should save the planet. We should improve technologies for the good of us all. But being close to our pupils, being close to our families, keeping good relations with others is the key to immortality. In-depth communication, managing emotions, long-term relations are our treasure. This is our heritage. This is what we live. And this is the only way to be immortal. This is the only way to live forever. Life means education. Education means relation. Relation means eternal life. Thank you.